mynews.studio.
A tiny implant melting away cancer in just a few weeks. Could this signal the end of chemotherapy as we know it?
That's quite an image. So today, we're focusing on new cancer treatments that are actually changing outcomes for patients.
Exactly. And for context, today's date is November 23rd, 2025. Let's start with the implant everyone's talking about. In a recent clinical trial, this drug-releasing device eliminated bladder cancer in 82% of patients. That's an unprecedented result for this cancer type. The way it works.
Wait, so the implant actually delivers medication straight into the tumor? That would mean patients avoid traditional chemotherapy?
Exactly, yes. The implant releases the drug directly into the tumor, so there's no need for systemic chemotherapy. This direct delivery not only boosts effectiveness
And potentially fewer side effects, right? Are they testing this method on other cancers yet?
not on a large scale yet, but researchers are already exploring similar implants for other solid tumors. There's another development too: personalized mRNA cancer vaccines. The first of these is now in human trials. Each vaccine targets the unique mutations in a patient's tumor, almost like giving each cancer its own ID tag.
So, instead of a one-size-fits-all vaccine, this is custom-built for each patient's cancer. How do they actually manage that?
They start by sequencing the tumor's DNA. Then they design an mRNA vaccine that teaches the immune system to recognize and attack only those cancer cells. Early results look promising. For instance, in a phase 1 trial at Mount Sinai, a neoantigen vaccine called PGV001 was used. Nearly half of the patients were still alive after 5 years, and some had no detectable tumors, even though their cancers were considered high risk for coming back.
That's a significant improvement over past treatments, especially for aggressive cancers. Are these kinds of results being seen in other cancer types too?
Yes, notably in pancreatic cancer, which has always been hard to treat. The mRNA vaccines have triggered lasting immune responses and seem to lower the chances of the cancer coming back. It's a major shift. Patients who had very few options are now seeing real progress.
How quickly are these new therapies moving from trials to actual patient care? Are regulatory agencies able to keep up?
Regulators are moving faster than before. The US FDA is approving more cell and gene therapies than ever, and Europe's EMA has a program called PRIME to speed up promising treatments. For the leading mRNA vaccines, global regulatory submissions are expected by 2026, with possible approvals for wider use around 2029.
But approval is just one part. These therapies sound expensive. How are countries making them available, especially where resources are limited?
That's a major hurdle. Right now, a personalized RNA cancer vaccine can cost more than $100,000 per patient. To tackle this, companies and global health organizations are investing in decentralized manufacturing, using AI to design vaccines faster, and automating production to lower costs. There's also a big push for technology sharing agreements and setting up local production centers, especially in countries with fewer resources.
Are tiered pricing models being used? They've helped with access to other medicines.
Yes, tiered pricing is one of the strategies, along with global access initiatives. But most of the trials and treatments so far are still happening in well-funded settings. The hope is that as the technology advances, costs will come down and more people will benefit no matter where they live.
So what's the bigger picture here? Could this be a real turning point for cancer care worldwide?
Cancer is a leading cause of death everywhere. These new treatments could save millions of lives, reduce suffering, and encourage more innovation. It's a global story, and it really shows how much can change when people work together and move quickly.
We're at a crossroads. On one hand, new hope for patients. On the other, big challenges in making these treatments available to everyone. Do you think they'll become standard care in the next decade, or are there still big hurdles?
That's the central question. The science is progressing at a rapid pace, but the healthcare and economic systems need to catch up. How we bridge that gap will shape the next phase of cancer treatment.
Quick recap. We've heard about a drug-releasing implant eliminating bladder cancer for most patients, personalized mRNA vaccines showing promise in tough cancers, regulators speeding up, but cost and access are still major barriers.
And taken together, all these advances could finally make cancer a treatable condition for more people, not just a select few. Thanks for joining us. This episode was powered by mynews.studio. Try it now for free.